Right.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, FSG. Hello, everyone. Welcome along. How are we all doing?
Now, we want to know if the tech's working. So,
Yeah.
can you hear first and foremost?
That's a very good question. Can you all hear us? Because we've tried doing things a little bit different for this to be able to get both our faces on the same screens and everything. So,
Indeed. And
sound check.
yes. Never let
You're
it be
live?
said that me and a mic setup don't get on. So,
Is that because I gave you the initial setup? Is that what it is?
yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I'll
it.
credit.
Yes, I will happily take England updates. I have got it on my phone in front of me as well, but feel free to let me know how miserable we are getting on. So, here we are, Args. We've done it.
Finally
got this. Has been, I can't tell you how hard this has been to pull together, and we've got to say a big thank you. He's here in chat somewhere, is Mr. Farmer Hamish, who has done a power of the work on this.
Hello, everyone.
So thank you. Here he is.
So we have got, we'll probably start with giving you a little bit of an overview, won't we, Args? There are three. In fact, we'll probably get Hamish to do this overview because he's set up 3 separate courses. What we're going to do is slightly different tonight because while we've got other teams, some of them couldn't make it tonight. So we've got 2 teams. So what we're going to do is run 3 rounds with the 2 teams. But of course, if you want to join and you want to sign up with a team, you still can. All the links are in the description. And you can join again in the future for other weeks.
Indeed. This is as much a proof of concept as it is anything else. And
yes,
like you say, Hamish has spent a considerable amount of time setting things up. So it's going to look a little bit different to our rather impromptu competition we had a few weeks ago on stream. So I guess, Hamish, if you want to talk us through it, we're down here. Is this course number 1? We're in field number 2. You want to talk through?
Yeah, so this is course number 2. In fact, this would be the second one in the series.
Right.
And it's very simple. I've tried to make it the most equally competitive map or course we can get there. It's not quite set up and ready to go. We're just waiting for the trucks to arrive, but they'll be used after the first event. There's a relatively tight reversing test for the truck drivers right at the start, where they will use one of the front end loaders to load up their container onto their particular trailer. Once, while they're doing that, the forestry machines can zigzag their way into their area. The trees they're identical on each side, same quantity, same height, same position, roughly, for each side, so it's as equal as possible. And then as soon as the container's loaded up, you can make their way into the area as well and just jump on and get logging. Now, as you can see from the map, we are quite far down the map here. So it's an awful long way to get all the way up to the mill. So it's quite a lot of driving involved, but it's the same as the original stream. First team to get their items, the most logs sold in the quickest time wins. Yeah. And from there, it's relatively simple.
And we do have a little calculation, don't we? Volume of logs versus time taken can reverse the result potentially.
Yeah, so revenue versus time. So I think, Argsy, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think it was every $1,000 less, it was a minute penalty. Was that correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's what we've set. I mean, again, this is all still, testing. It might not be the perfect equation for now, but that seemed to work out from last time, looking at the different revenue everyone made versus the time it took to deliver things. So it seemed like a fair amount for now, but we'll see. We'll play it all by ear. Like we've said, this is as much a proof of concept and see how it works out for the first time. And hopefully when we do this next time, we can have a few more teams and run it a bit more as a table or pool or something like that, rather than just a head-to-head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's worth saying as well that the teams have selected their equipment prior to the start of the stream. So this is the equipment that they wanted to use. We've not given them this, other than obviously the container and the trailers, which are what they are. But yeah, the forestry gear is what they've requested.
Yep. Yeah. So the loader and cutting tool. And did they pick their trucks as well? They chose which.
Yep, they did pick their trucks, and I would say arguably the trucks are as important a choice for the 3 courses as the forestry machines, just due to, well, essentially the wheelbases that you can choose from with the Platinum expansion as well. So it's going to be very interesting what future teams choose, and we'll be able to see shortly what the 2 teams competing today have chosen as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
it's worth
shall
saying
we
as well, though, isn't it? People, if you're thinking about joining a team, this is an ideal opportunity to get some ideas and tips of how to play these courses.
Yep, definitely. Right, shall we head on up to site number 1? Which one is that?
It's the one
right up
just
the top?
above, just north of the little yard beside us just now. So you'll see the kind of 4 vehicles just parked there.
Right. See if we can jump into one
And
of those.
me.
This is an exciting one. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah. Yep, so we're all here. That's great. So
Yeah.
essentially, this is as close to the remake of like the original impromptu one as I could make it just now. It's just a bit of hillside, forested, quite random in terms of assortment of wood, with a fence up the middle. The trucks will be starting somewhere else. We'll discuss that in a moment. But essentially, as soon as the starting bell goes, or the chat goes, the logging crew can essentially jump into whichever vehicle that they've chosen and choose a side. Now, first one to that side claims it, and the other team have to go on the other side. Now, you notice there is kind of sporadic dead wood and things, and some taller trees by the front, so it's a very tactical decision which one they choose. And again,
Nice.
Choice of machinery is important here. Faster machinery means you can get to your site faster. Now, if we head up to the mill,
I'm going to
up
tab
in the
over
north,
this time. Yeah.
Let's see if I can find my way there.
You'll see-
there we go. Container
you'll see 2
warehouse.
semi trucks parked in the bin.
There we go. So they're your trucks for this round, are they?
These are the trucks for the event. Yes.
Where are we looking?
Just come to the
there.
wood chip storage. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yep.
So
Very good.
Right.
truck drivers are going to be separate from the rest of the logging crew for the start of this event. They'll run from this lamppost here, Le Mans style. As with all the starts in our events, they're going to be foot races to get to the machinery. They're going to pull their trucks around, and they'll have to load their own containers. And the containers in question are up by the sell point, and they are bright yellow, JCB yellow. So there's a couple of wheel loaders available,
Aye.
so they'll have to go and pick the containers off and load them up themselves. And then if one of you can open up a map, or both of you, there are 2 very distinct ways to get to the logging area in the center of the map. As there are 2, as the map is kind of split by the logging area is split by a road, you will see a left and a right hand turn essentially. If you take the easternmost side and then go down and back around, it's very long, but it's faster roads. If you take the westernmost side, it's twisty, steep, tight, trees, obstacles, everything, but it is considerably shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very much up to the teams and the truck drivers which routes they want to take coming in and out.
Right.
I've timed them both empty and loaded, and they're roughly the same time.
Excellent.
So
Cool.
again, there's a bit of choice needed here.
Yep.
And I'm actually excited to see how this one goes.
Some interesting decision making to be made by the teams. Looking forward to this.
There is.
Very good.
Okay.
And then there's one more, the third one.
Yep, the final one, which is the hill. If you just jump to there's the yarders in the middle here, and then just work your way down the hill a wee bit. Just my direction to the north.
A yard course.
Pretty much. So I call this one King of the Hill, and because it's going to be a nightmare for some vehicles. It's very, very steep. So essentially, teams are going to start off in this location where I'm standing just now, just on the other side of the road. And again, the trucks will be connected to the trailers, but it's a Le Mans style race up to the top or to the trucks. Now, if the teams choose to do so, they have a way to put some logs in the boxes really early on. There are 6 logs at the bottom of each yarder. Now, if they choose to do that, it will give them an advantage quite early on. If they choose not to, they just go straight through to their machines, and then it's Derby style. They can harvest where and what they want here. There's no restrictions to sides or anything. But considering when I placed the machinery here and they started falling off the side of the hill, they have to take into consideration how steep it is, and it is very steep.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a real challenge, potentially too challenging, but we'll see.
And those are some big logs sitting at the yarder, so there's some volume in those. It'll fill the containers up.
It'll be, I think it's about 40%, I would say.
Right.
There is a bit of a twist there. All the logs aren't the same length, so it takes a bit of guesswork. So you might want to take the penalty just to have more logs in the box early on, or you can just try and work them out. There's a 5-meter log in there somewhere.
I can see it.
You can't.
I shall pan away from it. Right, very good, Hamish. Thank you. That is phenomenal stuff. So, looking forward to seeing how the teams tackle these.
Excellent. I'll just go and check in on the teams just now, and I'll get back to you momentarily.
Excellent. Well, let's just come back to an intermission screen, Arx. So, what do you think after seeing those 3 courses?
Yeah, I mean, first things first, kudos to Hamish. He's put in a lot of effort. I think you and I have both been pretty absent this week with other commitments. So without his help, like we said before, we wouldn't be sitting here doing this. So it'd be a bit more, what should we say? A bit more winging it, like we did with the first time around. But I think this is pretty cool. I like the way that each one has a variety. So even though we've got the same 2 teams competing today, each match is going to be different, which is awesome.
Indeed. And I think, you know what, we found this week, we've had a lot of people entering, and then there's, dare I say, a little bit of reticence from people to do it on stream in case they make a mess of it. But to be honest, I think I wouldn't worry about that. I think it's come and have a lot of fun and see how you get on. You never know, you might surprise yourself. It could be...
yeah, for sure.
Could be a budding logging league world champion in our midst. You never know.
Indeed. It'll be good to get... good to have more teams next time and really be able to test this and get into it. But I mean, I think once the teams are ready, we're just about ready to get into this.
Indeed. So we'll just wait for Hamish to give us the nod, and we'll get started. So
just in the meantime, Yoss is saying how good the overlays are. FSG take all the credit for doing those. He did a fantastic job. They have worked out very well.
Yeah, we are trying some new tech out as well, aren't we, Args? Which Args has to take the credit for, to be honest, because he found it.
Well, I'll give a little hat tip to Kermit because it's what we used in the community spotlight. So I won't take all the credit,
and England have just scored, so things are looking up. Love it. Right. I think Hamish has swapped audio channels just to check on the teams and whether they're ready.
That's good. Mr. Dazed is here. Welcome along, mate. Welcome along to everyone in the chat. Nice to have you all here. I know it's a little bit hard to interact with you in this kind of situation and setting with FSG and I talking and obviously going through and explaining all that. But still, great to have you all here. We do appreciate you all tuning in and checking out. And there has been a lot of interest. A lot of people who've said that they're really fascinated to see how this will work out. So hopefully, once they've seen how it goes, they'll want to get involved next time.
Yes, indeed. And I think... thank you to DJ Goham as well, because he gave us a shout out on one of his FS Daily News chats. So that was nice of him. Appreciate that. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this enough tonight to go, I want to give that a bash and get some teams in.
Yep.
Aussie Odd is saying one of the rules should be you make a mistake, you take a shot. That would add a different level of interest to it, wouldn't it?
It would be even better if you made the casters take a shot if someone made a mistake.
Yeah, oh, correct. Imagine.
Yeah, it'll be a short stream.
So I believe, let me get this right, the second one that we reviewed, I'm going to fly back over to our start point, which I think is over here.
Yes, where I am. It's the one on the side of the hill.
On the side of the hill.
Yep.
So other than a couple of trailers, we should be good to go here. There we are.
Well, the trailers start down at the
that's right.
The yard.
Yeah.
So the truck drivers will be down there, and we'll have the competitors, the cutter and the loader, will race down here.
So we should talk about our teams and our entrance, shouldn't we? Really, Ox?
Go for it. Yeah. Yep.
So team number 1, I'm not sure if they're red or blue yet, but team number 1 is comprised of, I do believe are these the Norwegian or the Finnish-based team? Finnish, yes. Pick a pallet, they are called. and that is Kiki, Teru, Samu, and Muex. Although it's a 3-person team, they're allowed a sub. So if somebody disconnects or somebody has to drop out for any reason, they can flip somebody else in quickly rather than us having to stop the game and slow things down. So trying to keep the fans happy, keep the pace high.
That's it. And on the other side of the fence, we have a team called Modern Logging, which is comprised of Modern Logging himself, Samuch, Cannonball Alex, and K Blocks. So they are team number 2 for today. So with the name Modern Logging, there's some big expectations around their ability here. And if I had to pick a favorite without knowing anything about them, I'm going for Modern Logging.
Oh, interesting. I was going to go for Pick a Pallet because logging is such a big deal in Finland.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There's a little bit of a story.
And they're crazy drivers, right?
Meaning of the name. Well,
I reckon their truck driver could be epic as well. On these dirt tracks.
Yeah.
It's all gone very quiet.
It is. It's the calm before the storm, the anticipation.
Yeah.
I have just jumped back in. I've just been getting this second team, our red team, on board because it didn't seem that they were logging in, so they should be spawning in momentarily.
Excellent.
Cool. That's good. That's good. Thank you very much, Mr. Jeremy Freeman, for the $2 super chat of Argsy Rules. It wouldn't be a stream without you popping in and saying that on both sides of the fence.
T-Man Gaming is asking, is the logging any better now than it was? I think we can kind of almost unanimously say that, yes, it's taken a big step forward, hasn't it? Improvement.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The physics and the logs are just unbelievably night and day difference between before the platinum, for sure.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think it's credit to Giants that it's been out a month now, and how many people are still playing Silverrun and logging. You know, it wasn't a fad for the first week when the Platinum DLC came out. People are still very much stuck into it and enjoying it. So fair play.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's interesting to see, some of the modders and how they're trying to integrate, these additional things like being able to sell containers or use containers in production points, or some of those different bits and pieces that haven't been integrated into other maps. Because obviously that was one of the big issues, is you could use containers on the other maps, but there was nowhere to sell them. That's right.
That's right. And hopefully that will come. I mean, Giants have said,
I imagine so,
they're planning to release the code for this in the future, but they just don't know when yet. I'm guessing there's some rules around how long they have to wait after a paid DLC before they can release the code for free, because it might upset people So to that point, Carl Wood is just asking, still no auto load though. Although I think Loki 79's auto load has been updated already, hasn't it? It may not be on. Yep. It's not on the mod hub yet. It'll still be on his
GitHub.
Thank you, Args. GitHub.
That's right. I know you're operating a cylinder down at the moment. So
I am.
We'll pick up the slack.
About 4 cylinders down.
In a 4-cylinder car.
Yeah.
No, all very good. But no, certainly T-Man logging's certainly take a step in the right direction. There's some cool new machines too. The yarders are awesome. The containers, just the way that the cutters and like the bunches and that do a lot of the work for you. I know some of the purists out there, he said, don't like those bits and pieces, but in general, it all seems to work pretty well and makes things a whole lot easier for most people.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of brought it to the masses, hasn't it?
It has. Right, looks like we're getting our second team joining, which is good. We'll be able to make a start very soon.
Excellent.
So, Hamish, can you tell us which team is which with the colours? Who's chosen which gear?
If my push to talk works, I can definitely get that going for you.
Yeah.
So Modern Logging at the moment, they are blue team. And they've made a pretty interesting choice by taking the Rotney harvester from the base game, which I'm excited to see in action because it's something I haven't really used. And obviously, Team Pick a Pallet are red. It's a pretty interesting difference between the machinery chosen as well. So
yeah, it is interesting. And we talked about it beforehand. Is no one's gone with the excavator. we thought the excavators might have been a popular choice, but it's the bigger harvesters and the Volvo loaders.
That's right. And that's going to be interesting because an excavator, probably on this route with a steeper hill, may have been a good option. So we shall see. We shall see. Just a couple of other players coming in. Yep. Note for us for next time: let's get everybody logged in beforehand.
Logged in beforehand, and make the password a little simpler.
Yeah.
What is the hat hiding? What hat are you talking about? My hat. I had a haircut yesterday, actually, and it was a good one, so it's not hiding anything.
Viking game. A track vehicle is too slow. Yes, I think you're right. I think that's the thinking behind it. But the Rotney is really interesting because it's got an incredibly large cutting head on it compared to some of the other stuff. So there might be an element of somebody knowing what they're doing by picking that. And if it's modern logging and his squad, yeah, modern logging, the clue might be in the name, right? Right, here we go.
And here we go. Right. Final member.
Awesome.
So, Args, what do you want to do? You stay here and I'll go up to the trucks, or vice versa?
Yeah.
We'll cover both angles.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep, we do have roving camera with Hamish as well. We can link in, so we'll be making the most of that at some point. But it is just a case of waiting for everyone to be ready to go. And I think we'll let Hamish do the honours of giving the go command when everyone is in position and ready to go.
Yeah, well, I think we'll put it in the chat for fairness.
Yep.
Just in case people have got lag.
Yep. No, it'll be typed in game. Nismo's asking what the map is. This is Silverrun Forest, the Platinum expansion map.
You may not recognise it. We've done some customization. Right, two guys up at the trucks. Come and stand next to this floodlight in front of the entrance here, where I am. You are going to do a Le Mans style start. So Taru and Cannibal Alex, if you want to come to me, so behind you. Look behind you.
Yep. And if we can get our loaders and cutters into their equipment, ready to go, we'll make a start and get into it. Do you give them a 30-second warning, Hamish?
Trying to coax them.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was just going to say out for the stream again, if the guys from the teams are watching, just remember, so first machine to whichever side of this fence, get to claim that side, okay? We're not going to steal any trees from over the fence. Think of fences on this map as boundaries and not obstacles, okay? So that the same applies for all the courses.
Right, let's switch to in-game mode. Right, I am up here. I need Alex to come to me. Next to Taru, you're going to have a little bit of a running race over to your trucks to start with. So here he comes. Okay, we're in place here. Okay, I think we're good to go.
Looks like we're already. Let's give them a 10 seconds.
Hamish has given 30 seconds.
Well, 30 seconds, and I've just got to 10 seconds.
That's fast.
That's
any time in the next 30 to 10 seconds. Right, watch the chat, people. We are about to get the inaugural logging league underway.
Indeed. Here it is. Ready, we're on ready, we're set.
And we're off. Here we go.
And we're off.
We go.
So Alex got to his truck just a couple of seconds ahead of Taru, and he's just pulled away. Now it's going to be interesting to see how they get over here. Two different routes have been chosen straight away. So Taru is going up high. Oh, he's...
I do know they've got to pick the containers up, don't they?
Yeah. Alex is just... realised his faux pas there.
We can't cut. Oh, they've got to get given permissions. Oh, no.
Oh, that might be my fault. 2 seconds.
Okay, Alex is heading off with no container, whereas Teru has worked out. I might just put in the chat to Alex.
Are we allowed to outside influence? I think we're just sorting out. There we go. We've got our first tree being cut. We had a little issue with permissions here at the front, but we are up and going now.
Interesting call there with Samu going for a deadwood tree to start both of them going for a deadwood tree. Almost.
Oh, Alex is back. He worked out his mistake there, and he is back.
Yeah. We've got claims of being rigged in chat with advice being given from the commentators.
Just a little helping hand. Right, Teru is going to be first to his container here, but Alex is not far behind him. For getting so far out of the logging yard, he's done well to get back.
So you can certainly see the terrain down here is how steep it is. And it didn't look too bad from the viewing angle we were at, but just watching Akiki heading up the hill there and grabbing a tree, it was actually quite steep.
Well, Alex is having a bit of a nightmare here with his container as well. He's got it, though.
Oh.
I cut to Hamish just for a second, just to see what's happening at the other.
I'm impressed with the loading abilities here. We've got some great grabbing. Samu on the right-hand side, Team Red. He's looks very adept with that Volvo
really
loader.
Do. Looks like there's some practice going on with Platinum Expansion.
Okay, we have got both containers on almost the identical time here. The only problem is Alex is wedged in through some of the log piles, and Teru has got a straight run out of the yard. So they are on their way to you now, and they will be with you sooner rather than later, I think.
All right. Be interesting to see which route they take with the different options.
Well, Teru has gone down the main road. Alex is staying in the lumber yard, but I think he might pull onto the main road too. Actually, Teru is gone. Wow. He's not hanging about. There he is.
So Kiki's made a clever decision here, I think. Instead of heading up the hill, he's starting to cut the bigger trees down the very bottom. And obviously there's plenty of time for the loaders to get their logs positioned and ready to load, so he can be a bit more selective with where he's cutting from, because I think they're going to stay ahead of the trucks here.
Alex has had an absolute nightmare, and he has clipped the bridge and knocked his container off his low loader.
Oh,
Teru
no.
is way ahead now. I think he's going to have to make a decision here to run back and get his fork and reload the truck.
Does that mean his container hadn't actually loaded onto the truck properly?
I don't think it snapped on properly, no.
What we found in the testing was that these containers feel more magnetic than anything, so like large impacts can kick them off.
Yeah.
So it's always advised to strap the load while going down the road there.
Interesting.
I'm tempted to actually just get the loader for him, but
Alex is running back for his loader.
I'm should be able to teleport.
Stuck here. Can't tell if he's wedged himself or he can get out of this.
These are some quite impressive piles of logs coming in here. It's pretty good going from these two.
Yeah, it's impressive to watch, actually, and even watching the way they're thinning out the smaller pieces of wood, the tips of the logs, and just ignoring them. They're going to avoid taking those penalties with the shorter lengths.
So Isap has just said in the chat as well that actually doing this solo could be a really interesting take on it as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it was fun doing it solo with yourself, FSG.
It was, and the time scale wasn't super different, was it?
No, I think I figured out it was about a 16 or 17 minute match. Or probably about 19 for you, but 16 or 17 minutes and about 13 minutes when you had the teams of 3.
Every opportunity for a dig. Right, so Alex is unsticking his trailer here first before he loads his container back up. He is in a right pickle here.
Starting to notice a little bit the stumps are coming into play, causing a few little issues here with the guys and the harvesters. I'm just having to be a bit more careful when they're coming back down the course. In fact, we're just watching Samu get all tangled up here on one of the smaller trees as he's trying to get to one of the bigger ones. So, all right, we've got our first truck at the landing site.
Okay, so Alex is still unsticking himself. I'm interested to see if actually this doesn't cause too many problems for the second team, because I'm guessing they're just piling up logs at the moment, and they might have a larger pile of logs ready to go straight into the container when Alex finally arrives.
You just jumped to my screen just now, FSG. It's going to be an enormous load of logs going into this container here.
Okay, that is.
It is. This is where the bigger heavy lift Volvo comes into play, because you can turn the head around and drive it straight in. And Samu here was all ready to go. Taru pulled in with the truck, and they are probably 2/3 full in their container already.
Poor Alex has had a disaster here.
Plenty of logs.
I feel for him.
No, these things happen. It is the first time. It's only the first match. There's still 2 more. There's plenty of chance to redeem themselves.
Indeed.
And if he does manage to get here, the other team, they've got plenty of logs. In fact, I'd almost stop cutting and see if I could go and help them if I was one of these guys. So just give us an update, FSG. Has Alex got the wheel loader down there and getting his container picked up? Or is
yes, he has. Alex has not only managed to lose his container, but he also managed to slide off the side of the bridge and wedge himself under a sign with his truck. So before he loaded his container back up, he had to use the wheel loader to lift his truck out of the way as well.
My goodness.
So, and now
fantastic recovery he made, though.
Yes, he's done a great job. Ratchet it down, Alex. Ratchet it down. He is on his way. Finally, there he is.
All right.
He's made.
That's good. Good to hear him coming here. We're just watching Team Red. Look like they are 100% full.
Wow.
Now they need to close the doors. I think that was one of the stipulations on the container. There we go. Samu's got on there and door closed. So we've got our first truck on its way out of the site. Be interesting to see how they go here with negotiating the course back down to the sell point. A comment in chat saying there's going to be enough logs for 3 or 4 containers by the time the trucks get there, which is probably not wrong. Probably not wrong at all.
Alex is making his way. Even I've lost my bearings now. There we are. We'll leave Alex to it. It's a long trek round, isn't it?
Hmm.
So the way that Alex is going just now is very, very tight. There's a couple very tight turns, and there's some trees incredibly narrow, close together on the roadside. So it's going to be interesting to see with a larger vehicle, with that long nose Volvo, to see how well he gets around them.
Alex has decided to not. Oh well, I thought he was going to go straight through the trees, but he's had a change of heart and has decided to turn around.
So we're just following Taru along the main road, heading up north towards the container sell point. So they are not too far away from getting their load delivered. In fact, he's going so fast I can't even keep up with him in the flight mode.
Alex is still working his way around. I think he's got through the worst of it now. He's got a couple of tight turns to go just at the other end there, but his team are patiently waiting for him. He's done a good job to get unstuck from that. That would have broken a lot of people, but he didn't give up.
All right, we're just watching here. I'm up at the sell point. FSG Taru is just about to pull in with their load. So we'll just have to keep an eye on what profit they make. I think this should be pretty good. They seem to be very, very diligent with the logs they were using. He's just stuck behind a little bit of traffic. He's in two minds as to whether to go past that car or not. But he's been patient. He knows he's got time.
And exactly as the point that Cannonball Alex arrives, it looks like the Pick a Pallet team are going to sell their...
There we are. $32,184 down here for Pick a Pallet. Looks like you might have picked the right team there to back right up front, FSG.
That was 11 minutes, 22 seconds.
Wow, that's fast, actually. But it's fair to say that they're possibly not over. If they can load this in the next couple of minutes and can bring it in with a couple of extra thousand, it could well be pretty close, couldn't it?
It could be. What's going on here? Logs aren't loading into the container.
Yeah, I'm seeing this as well.
Maybe because it's strapped?
Yeah, try unstrapping it, Alex.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. Well,
Interesting.
well, that was rather unexpected. A little bit of a network issue there, I'm assuming.
I was going to say a bit of a server lag. And I think K-Blocks is saying in the chat here that poor Alex's internet connection isn't that good. So that could have been the issue with his little crash before as well.
Yeah, sure.
But look at this from Chris. There's some good thinking here from Chris. If you can get it shifted into place. I think the
Maybe
guys
they
are
need
fighting
to
a little bit of a losing battle here.
Yeah.
They are. I wonder if they need to reconsider who's their truck driver as if lag's an issue.
Yes.
Could be a change in team, although we're not quite so critical on truck arriving to site for the next site. It's the manoeuvring and negotiation. Right. That's a good effort by Chris, though.
Well done, Chris. Yeah. No, let's be interesting to see what happens here with the two logs that are on the trailer.
It's not the best terrain they're on either. I tried my best at the landscaping there, but there's only so much the map could give me to get that properly smooth as well.
Yeah. Right, let's see. If they solve this, I'll be as impressed as if they'd loaded the thing up.
I don't think they need a hand to get rid of those couple of logs. And Samu with the other loader to just come and pull them off for them. Oh, there we go. So Nismo, if you wanted to play in this, you needed to register a team and get entered. It's not just join and play. So next time, you have to find yourself a team and get in.
The links are in the description, Nismo. So you're welcome to sort things out and join us if you want. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
And the French have scored.
Oh. That's karma for picking the winning team in this match. Dave's just saying this is the FarmSim he remembers. Struggling with these difficult positions.
Right. Let's see. We'll give him a little bit of time to. I think the pride is wanting them to finish this.
Absolutely.
So we should allow them that privilege before we move on to the next one.
Oh, I want to see them get this container.
Come on,
to the
Chris,
end.
you can do this. You can do it. There it is. He's got it. I mean, some skill in that. Fair play.
And I've got the wheels down on the low loader too, so he can drive up this time. I think they didn't have that before. Oh,
come on, come on.
Now try and push it up with the front.
Snap on, snap on.
Oh, it's snapped on at the back point, has it?
Snapped on at the back.
He won't move that now. That's stuck there. If they extend the trailer, though, that might work.
I would just load from there. Guys. Get it done and then strap it down when you leave. I mean, there's no shortage of logs here, is there?
No, they're going to fill that up pretty quickly. So a few things to digest from this so far. It's been a good start. Obviously a strong start from the one team. It does go to show, though, just how much a little error, how much this is a team-based game, because one little error.
I think, definitely.
How many logs you've got.
Definitely an element of taking your time might be not a bad, not necessarily rushing too much at the start and making sure you get everything sorted properly.
I think just thinking about how they've got the container on the back there, inadvertently, that could actually be a masterstroke in future matches.
It could.
Because it takes the back of the low loader out of play. You're not having to negotiate and manage that. So could be something that teams could learn from this. So if you're watching, keep that in mind.
Yep. Some good good volumes of logs being picked up here by Chris as well.
You know, he's doing well. We've got Chuggabear here in chat who's saying he's cut all the trees you're able to cut on Silverrun Forest.
What a nutter.
That's an achievement in itself. Excuse me. How many hours is that taking you, Chuggabear? I'd love to know your game save, how many hours you've spent on it.
How are we doing volume-wise? The guys mustn't be a million miles off here.
No, I think one more good scoop with the loader there. He's got a good stack in front of him. Should just about fill it up. Hey, Dave, good to see you, mate. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you again soon, buddy.
Alex taking this opportunity to get the truck in a better position to get out of there. Oh, no.
This is unfortunate. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
And what was that? Just
I don't know.
Was it because it was on the back of the trailer rather than the front? Chris is just going to go and finish loading, I think, here.
Yeah, it just seemed to completely jump off. I think we're going to have to. I think we might have to call it because I don't know if he's going to manage to pick that up with the wheel loader the way he was before. Right. We'll give him a chance. Maybe they put the ramps out and he can slide it up the ramps.
That's right.
So who's up next, Black Book? So we've got the same two teams. We've just got a different course for them next time around. Unfortunately, we did have about 6 teams who've registered interest, but through a combination of availability issues and timing issues and things like that, we weren't able to get everyone here, but it's good to have that many people interested in the event, and hopefully we can get more along for next time.
That's right. That's right. Right, here we go. Container back on. That is impressive. Let's just wait for it to snap into place, hopefully. They really need a bit of luck here, these guys, don't they?
There it goes. It just snapped in there.
Yeah. But Alex, I would recommend you strap that down now because you should be able to load it when it's strapped down, shouldn't you? And I've just seen England have missed a penalty, so I think that's game over for us in the World Cup.
Dang.
Right, Alex is going to reverse up here rather than getting Chris to drive over some of those logs. That's a good call. There we go.
All right, how close are they to full?
Very close.
Oh, very close. Very close.
We'll allow them their moment.
Indeed, absolutely. We'll let them finish this off. Hamish, what do we need to get organised for the next thing? There's just the trucks down to the next start point, is it?
Yeah, I think we'll move the trucks
Give these
down.
guys a chance to compose themselves.
Yes.
Between matches.
A lot of trees cleared very quickly there, wasn't it? Wow.
Yeah, definitely start looking up the hillside. You can see, interestingly, on the right-hand team here, how they changed their target spot. They sort of started harvesting up the fence and then moved across to the right-hand edge.
Yeah. So they're not kind of falling over each other, which is quite a good idea.
All right, container is closed. Alex is
closed.
Moving, hopefully.
He is. Looks like he's going back the way he came. Just got the tighter turns on it. But he knows that route. He's been that way, so... Let's see how he gets on. His weight distribution's all over the place, though.
Yeah.
With that heavy... No, this is awful steering for him. Oh, dear. If it could have gone wrong in this round, it really has.
At least it wasn't a decider. It was being a best of three.
Has. Exactly, right? And I think they'll come back strong in the next one.
Indeed. Oh, he's jackknifed it here. There's just the weight all the way on the back there. It's just making it impossible for him to handle.
I don't know how they're going to fix this. Yeah.
Well, the only thing I could consider would be to park a low loader on the front, but then it's going to end up at the wrong spot. Park a get the Volvo up on there or something, but
either that or drive very, very slowly.
Very slowly.
Oh dear. Poor Alex.
Like you said before, though, you got to admire their persistence and commitment to getting this finished and getting to the finish line.
And look at that, Chris coming in. Chris coming in to help here.
On the...
So if Alex can there we go. Let's see what happens now. I might have to give it a good belt. No, it's not wanting to play ball.
I wonder if he got the front of the loader and underneath the container and just drove behind him, lifting some of the weight off.
He's got a long crawl up that hill as well. Right. Oh, he's even drifting on the straights. Look at that. So while Alex is running back, what we'll do is probably get the other truck ready down, and then we can just quickly ship Alex down.
Yes, I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, he's jackknifed again here. Right. Do you know what, Alex? Just to avoid time, why don't you just park up there, mate, and unhitch, and run the truck down to the second point, so we can get started on round 2. Because, we'll just put that down to a bad experience. But you're going to come back stronger the next time, I'm sure of it. So if you head back down to field 2, right down by the river, we can get started on round 2. Hey, Bauer. Yeah, a new league, no longer Baylor play. Exactly. So, look, truck is already ready here. They've got to do quite a tight reverse over to here. and then grab the container, put it on. And while they're doing that, the tree cutter and the grab will be going into here. Now, what you can't do is lift anything over the fences. We'll be watching like hawks. So we don't want to see anybody putting anything over fences.
How do you register Nismo? So you have to go to FSG's Discord. I don't know if you're in there or not, but we can share a link. And there's a sign-up page there. We can try and put you into a team. I know there's a few people we're looking for a team that didn't have one. So we can try and make one up for you. Otherwise, find a couple more people who might be keen to play. There might even be others in chat, and you can go from there.
So Bauer, who was just chatting there, if you didn't know, is part of Team Astragon. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get one of the FSL teams to come and have a play in one of the login leagues?
We know how they can harvest wheat and press straw and load straw bales, but what do they like with a log?
I would very much like to see what they would do with a. There'll be some interesting tactics kicking in there.
There would be. Right, here comes the blue truck.
Here we go. Right, are we ready for some more action, folks? Took a little bit longer than that. Like I said, this is very much a proof of concept. This is the first time we've done this. You do need the Silverrun DLC, Bauer, but we could probably arrange that for you from Giants, I'm sure. But only the Silverrun DLC. There's no other mods installed, so it literally is the DLC and nothing else.
All right, we're just getting the blue truck into position here, into its little park area. You can see on the right-hand side, actually. I've got the wrong overlay on, so you won't see anything. But there we go. So the red truck there parked nose in. So the intent is to back from there, back around into the container area. And then, like FSG said, we can't lift things over fences. There might be a little bit in the maneuvering here. I'm not sure if you get a container turned 90 degrees out there, but the idea is to lift the container and drop it straight onto the back of the trailer.
Yeah. Nismo as well was asking if you put exclamation mark Discord Nismo, you will see the actual logging league entrance. There's an entry channel which will open up all the channels for the competition. There's lots of rules in there and details, so you can find all that info there.
Yep.
So
we do have a channel in there too for looking for teams. So if you're on your own and you're looking for someone else to play with,
that's right.
Drop a note in there, and hopefully we can get a couple of people to join up.
So I'm going to go wide shot here because everyone's going to start at Hamish here. There is reversing of trucks to be done straight off the bat, but at the same time, you'll see the cutter and the grab making their way through this little zigzag here into the cutting area. The two cutting areas are identical as well. It's the same trees, same heights, same weights. So there is completely uniformness. So ready to go as soon as Hamish gives us the nod.
Yep. Yeah, Kiki, you should be able to turn that off yourself. That's a local setting.
Hamish doing a final check on everyone being okay with the rules.
Is it a global setting? I thought it was a local option, personal preference option.
I think Hamish is just going to check. Right, is this the round of redemption for the guys from Modern Logging? Can they make it happen? Chris is asking for a one run through of the rules again. So, no, we'll make sure we do that. We want to give everybody the best opportunity they can. I think Hamish is in the voice chat with them.
I am not actually. I've been an idiot again. I've been speaking muted myself. We'll start one more time. I'll do it for the stream. So if the team members just watch the stream, I'll just run over it quickly on my side. So essentially, like FSG and Argsy have just said, the courses are identical on both sides of the fence, all the way down to the number, the quantity, the size, and the placement of the trees, as well as the type. On this, when we set you off, you all run to your individual vehicles. The logging crews can just immediately start going through the zigzag into the main logging area, while the truck driver will need to do a reversing turn into the area that I'm currently standing in just now. Okay, once you've reversed into here, you can then jump into your loader and load the container. I've got no problem in this area here, where the tiles are, to lift the container over the fence for clearance, but you should not be loading over a fence, if that makes sense. Okay, and then from there, it's dead easy. You go in there, load your logs, and then it's straight back up to the mill where you just previously sold from. And again, as we found out in the last one, strap your load before you leave. Really important.
Yes.
Super important. If you're moving with these containers just because of the way that they are at the moment, just make sure they're strapped. When you're ready to load, unstrap them.
So the truck can go into the logging area?
The truck can go into the logging area. We did test it with the longest trucks in the game, and they do fit round here. It is tight, but they definitely fit. So it's more about truck driver skill at this point. It's a bit of an obstacle course for them rather than just sitting and waiting.
So there's a bit of a challenge there, but they can go in there. They are allowed to go in there.
Yep.
Great. Okay, cool. I think we're good to go then.
Yeah, and your hands, Hamish, to kick things off again.
I'll kick off on the chat.
Good luck, everyone. I want to see a comeback from modern logging. No disrespect to the pick a pallet guys, but it's going to make the third round very interesting.
It will. It will. We're off.
And we are off. So Alex is remaining as truck driver with Samu and Chris. So everybody's staying with their same machinery in modern logging's team. That's interesting. Any changes on your side, Alex?
No, none that I could see. No. Everything looks as it was before. Taru definitely in the truck. I mean, he proved his worth there in the last game.
Interestingly, Alex has chosen not to reverse in, and he's going to drive.
The loader cannot leave the area that it's in.
Okay, there you go, Alex. You've got to reverse in then.
Got to stay on the concrete.
Interesting. Good call.
All right, so I'm seeing in the background the first couple of trees are starting to get cut down. We're still working on trucks getting backed in here. It's pretty even, actually.
It is.
Taru's just managed to get things squared up a little bit better.
An interesting call from Alex here about his placement of his truck to avoid the same issues that he may have had before.
And he's nailed grabbing the container as well. First time. Straight on. He's getting it higher up the low loader there as well. And it is locked on. So Alex is loaded. Taru still just grabbing his. Alex is lining himself up. Oh, he's reversing in.
If he's reversing around the zigzag, he's got all my respect.
So we'll let Alex carry on with that. It's going to take a while to do that. So we'll let him do that whilst we go and check what Chris and Samu are doing. And I have to say, their stacking of logs does look very neat. I thought this in the first round.
Oh, Alex is going to get himself stuck trying to do a 180 in the throat of that zigzag there. Taru's got it right. He's going to go straight in, forward in.
Alex has maybe given up on that one and flipped it. Yeah. But we are seeing this is a tighter round, isn't it? Straight away.
It is, absolutely.
I did have to reach out very slightly in the Discord chat there just to make sure he wasn't going to try and reverse around that because I haven't tested that bit.
Right.
That might take a while.
And the long nose truck that they're using just seemed to slow them down a little bit, getting around the tight part. But plenty of space.
Yeah.
Plenty of space.
Fortunately, they did choose the smaller wheelbase of the long nose of the VNL.
Right.
The long wheelbase one is a bit of a pain around these corners.
Yeah, right. Chris is ready. Alex is going to reverse straight up here, I think.
And on the red side of the fence, we've just got our first logs into the back of the container, and it's a decent chunk of logs going in there first up.
I'm going to say that we're going to see the same here from the modern logging guys. That is a good first load, and there is a substantial amount here in the second pile as well. So, got to say, Chris handles this this loader very, very well. I cannot stand this one. Just doesn't want to play for me. But
I have to say, this might come down to a truck race, which would be excellent.
Good. Well, I think they've got the advantage with the amount of logs already loaded on the red side.
Chris is just picking up a few more. Samu's doing a great job in the background there, chopping. This is a nice arena because you see both teams at the same time, which is nice.
It is. Yep, I'd agree with that. I was just thinking the same thing. You can sort of hold an angle and actually see what's going on across both sides of the fence very easily. It wouldn't surprise me if the red team here just about loads. They're 100% full. They are full.
Oh, well, I think...
And the door is closed.
Oh, it's just not fallen well for them here with that load. They aren't far off being full.
Had a bit of a blowout.
They're not far behind. But yes, we do have a stuck truck. No.
It's just getting out now.
I think we can flag them for unofficial use of a battering ram.
Yeah, you pay for any damages.
Yeah. It'll buff out. It'll be fine.
There we go. Right. This is without a shadow of a doubt. If they can line this up with the container, this is more than a full load going in now.
I would say so.
So it's all down to whether or not Alex can make up that. Bingo. He's good. Container doors shut. Right, Alex. Perfect. Drive like the wind, my friend. No mistakes here. You've got to go. Now, watching Alex, the way he's steering there, I think Alex might be on keyboard and mouse here. So, let's see how he gets on.
Interestingly enough, this could be one that would come down to a dollar difference. If it,
this is true. This is true. Yeah, hadn't thought of that. Because what do we reckon?
They're
maybe a minute behind.
Them. Yeah, between 30 seconds and a minute. So $1,000 more make a big difference.
I'm seeing Argsy up in the sky there. You might not be able to see that on my stream, but he is just going past the town as Alex is gunning it past the boat shed.
Right.
But Alex has gone straight on into a fence. I think we might be looking at poor Alex's questionable internet connection there. Bauer, we're hoping to maybe run one next week. But if not next week, the week after. Again, Alex has hit a tree. So I think Alex is getting some serious lag, which is his game is frozen. Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
Of all the time, they've done so well.
That was a close one as well.
It was. I hope this doesn't put them off.
That was a close one. No, and I think, the work done by Samu and Chris was phenomenal.
Indeed.
And to be let down by just a poor connection is a shame, because actually I think they look pretty sharp as a team.
I can't jump in and drive Jeremy because the game's detecting him still in there. There you go, 32,184, same price as last time.
There we go. Right, Alex Scott, why don't you drive it for him?
Here you go, Samu. You
take Samu's there. Samu's grabbing it. Go, Samu. Take it. Yes, either one of you, Chris or Samu, you can both. Totally fine. You're allowed to swap roles if you want in the team. Right, have we got the trigger? Have the guys sold yet?
Yes, 32,184, which I think is the same as last time, so it must be a full.
Did you mark the time that they
I
did
it?
Not.
No.
I have the time. It was 7 minutes 58 seconds.
Wow,
incredible
that's a
time.
fast one.
That's
phenomenal.
Fast one, isn't it? We should see Samu coming up the road here. Here he comes. I have a question. Is this a faster truck? Do the trucks run at the same top speed?
They have the same top speed. However, the horsepower in the FH, the cab over, is substantial at 750.
Right.
There's a small advantage to be had there with the cab over.
Right. Kevin Horst is asking, may I compete solo? Kevin, we have already discussed this as a group, actually. Args and Hamish and I were talking about this the other day, and there's a few people have asked that. So yes, I think we might do a solo, maybe a solo league that runs in parallel along with the team league as well. So
yeah, we could do. Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of people that seem keen to try, and actually, as we said earlier on, Args and I did this as a solo to start with. And timescale wise, you're only about 3 minutes different between a full team doing it and doing it on your own.
Yeah, not much at all. So all being equal, this should be $32,184 if they are properly loaded and full, which would negate any time difference or yield penalties.
So just for clarity as well, these will always take place at this time on a Saturday night, due to where Argsy lives and where I live. Means it's probably one of the few times that we have where we can actually match things up, and it works with the US timeline as well. So it will always be starting at 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Central time, 10 a.m. New Zealand time on a Saturday. So
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Beg your pardon. Clock's gone back.
Yeah, different time zone. Different daylight savings.
Right. So we are just about to set up for the third round, which does not need nearly as much driving time. So we still haven't had Chris return, though, have we? So
Alex, who disconnected.
Beg your pardon, Alex.
Here he comes.
Here he comes back in. Kervin, beg your pardon. If you want to join the Discord and join the Logging League channel in the Discord, you can register your interest there, and we'll keep you informed as to when the next when the next one is, or when the next single one is.
Yeah, no, I think single player options could be a bit of fun.
Could be good fun.
I think that'd be slightly different courses. We wouldn't have quite so much driving. Everything would be set up in one spot, and
that's right.
Just go from there. But could be interesting to do a single one with the yarders though, like this setup is. Give someone
I like the yarder idea. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. Just waiting for the red truck, and then we should be ready to go. Here it comes.
Let the truck just join up there. We're going to start everybody on this side of the road where Hamish is. Everyone's going to start here.
So what's your take on this? Do you think we'll see the yarders being used? Is having a pre-cut logs enough of an advantage?
It's a good question. I think it's a tactic because you could haul those logs up to the top of the hill whilst you're cutting your first trees down, couldn't you? While somebody's bringing the truck up. It's going to be interesting. I'm not sure which is the quickest yet, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Unless you're skilled, you're not going to be able to load directly from the yarder into the truck, eh?
No, so you're
going to have to bring your wheel loader back down,
or
your loader back down.
It is very, very tight up there. That's the one thing I do have to say.
I love the fact that there's 2 trees connected to the yarders that are really blocking the route as well. It's almost like somebody's planned that.
It's intentionally brilliant. I think if I do this, if I do this again in the future, if I do this again in the future, I will place trees to be the anchor points rather than just use the native ones from the map, just to make it a little bit more even.
Yeah.
Right.
Are we all good to go? Are we ready for the last round?
Right. Pride, guys. Modern logging. We're going to do this one for Pride.
Indeed.
Good luck.
Great. We'll take silence as a yes, everyone's okay with the rules.
Here we go.
Right, we're getting ready.
Ready, set. And we're off.
And we're off.
Let's see if there's any changes in the way they're going to do things here. And Alex is still driving the truck. Okay. Chris, Samu heading up the hill. Samu, good head start there.
He has got a good head start. I'm just watching.
Straight past the yarders. Both of them straight past the yarders. Interesting.
I wonder if they'll use the truck drivers to use the yarders then. I wonder if that's an option. Oh, Alex is running a little bit of interference here, slowing Taru down.
Okay. It's quite a steep hill, this as well, isn't it?
Oh, they're bringing the cutters back down. Interesting.
Okay.
So instead of
squeezing in there.
Yeah, so instead of cutting up near the top, they're actually coming back down to here. There's not much space here for all the teams to be operating.
It really is tight, isn't it?
It is.
It really is tight. And Alex, by getting that head start, means that Taru is the one that's now stuck with less space to play with. He's working out,
no use of the yarders either. Yeah.
No, yarders have been ignored.
I mean, if I was a truck driver, I'd be jumping in that yarder and bringing those logs up. Surely you can sit there stationary in your truck not doing anything. In fact, I wonder if we're going to see Alex doing that now. He's just getting his container doors opened. Yeah,
once again, some very deft log grabbing from Chris.
There's Alex down with the yarder, or kind of.
He looked like he was interested in using it, but I wonder if they didn't know.
He was just called back to his truck to do a reverse.
That would.
He may go back now. Oh, it looks like Chris is actually going to use the yarder now. Yeah. Things very quiet on the other side here.
I have to say, it's massively bold call bringing that high lift loader all the way down that hill. It is very much not designed for steep terrain. It's designed for flat yards. So it's risky.
They've taken their cutter all the way down the bottom too.
Akiki is struggling here actually to stay balanced. I wonder if tactically they've made a little bit of a mistake here.
Well, I'm actually thinking if they're going to cut down a ton of trees and then use the yarder to actually land them up top.
Yes, that's possible. Nice to see different tactics though, right?
Indeed. Indeed. Modern
Is,
logging guys definitely have the advantage thus far, though, on this one.
I was going to say, modern logging are really making hay while the sun shines here. They have about to get another rather substantial second load into the container right now.
There's an interesting twist being added here. Jeremy Freeman's just suggested a chainsaw only round, which forces people to guess the length. Oh, Alex has just brought the logs up on the yarder as well. We've got 3 logs up here.
Nice.
Taru's just sitting in the truck. He's not doing anything. He could be running the yarder. He could be doing all sorts, but he's just sitting there. In fact, now he's moving. I wonder if he's listening to the stream.
I think you guilted him into moving then.
Such an FSG thing to do, just sitting in the truck doing nothing while everyone else does the work.
Hey. What are you talking about? So we've had a bit of an issue here. Samu and Alex had a bit of a clash between the yarder and reversing with a fresh tree there. So they've had to do a little bit of tactical moving about to avoid each other. Samu's got this tree. Though. No, they're way ahead at the moment. Interestingly, Akiki's coming back up now. I wonder if there's another decision being made here.
This definitely could be redemption for the modern logging team, for sure.
Oh, they're light years ahead at the moment. This is a huge change in fortunes, a turnaround in form.
We're actually not seeing a single log in the container yet for the pick a pallet guys, are we?
No, not at all. I'm just trying to see. So they're struggling. Like Samu is bringing the wheel loader the long way up out of the valley, and he only has 1 or 2 logs in the grab. 1 log in the grab. That's been costly, really, that decision.
And I think we are probably 1 load away from a full container for the modern logging guys. I think this is great to see. I think kind of points very much to some unfortunate issues with connections in those first 2 rounds that have kind of rendered their progress a little bit slow, but they're really making up for it here, which is nice.
Indeed. Let's just let's wait until Alex gets the truck delivered before we pass final judgment.
His 96. The rules are so unclear. The rules were you could do it any way you liked. The rules are you've got to load a container as quickly as you can, however you want to. We're not being really prescriptive about how they do it. We're just giving them as many options as possible to work with, which I think has given us what has been interesting in this round, which is different tactics and different ways of doing it. And
no, the rules always were you needed to. Oh, Samu's just about rolled down the bottom here, or Samuch. I think we're getting a little bit confused with the 2 names. He's put the Rodney on the side.
I don't think we're going to need it anymore, though, because the modern logging guys, I fully expect this will be a full container here. Possibly 1 more log in there.
Oh, and just looking on the other side of the fence, the red team there are starting to get their first. And look at how quickly those logs went in. That big high lift loader is a real advantage in that situation.
It really is.
But no, just getting back onto the rules and things like that. The rules were cut, load, and deliver a container of.
So there you go. Hamish has just given us a stat, which we didn't let the teams know, obviously. But the yarder would have filled the container a 1/3 full with the pre-cut logs.
Right. Alex is off.
Alex is off and done. This is going to be quite a substantial win for the guys from Modern Logging, which is a delight to see, I have to say, after their challenges in the first couple of rounds.
It is. Now, if I was Alex, I'd literally put this truck on cruise control at 10 kilometers an hour and just let it go as slow as possible. But we didn't have far to go at all. And they're done.
There we go. Now 30,000, only 30,000 of wood in that. So, depending on how quickly the pick a pallet team can load up.
2 minutes. If it's 32,000 for a full load, if they can get there within 2 minutes, they could pinch it.
So interestingly, their truck is halfway down the hill, though. Some interesting tactics from the guys here, trying some different stuff here, which is interesting.
So now, just to be clear for future rounds, FSG and Hamish, are we going to run the same courses? I know you've got a number of the save games saved, Hamish, for future, or would we look at bringing in some other options? So any future teams could practice in this setting, or would we be leaving it more up to chance and not knowing exactly what the deal is going to be?
I'd still like to keep a modicum of surprise in there, but I've got no issue with the current course as it is. I'm quite happy with the courses. There might be a few tweaks here and there just to kind of aid kind of ease of use slightly. But overall, I'm actually quite impressed with how the courses ran today. Seeing them in a non-testing environment's been amazing.
And it will be interesting, actually. I mean, obviously, people can see what we've done here. Let's see that if people are really keen, they could recreate these courses on their own servers and practice, couldn't they?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't think we'd go to the point where we'd release the game save. I think that's probably too generous.
There we go. I think that's simple.
And again, I think we would see we'd see a different course, wouldn't we, for a different set of courses for solo?
Yes, I would think so. I'd probably look to more chainsaw and yard operations than anything else. Maybe some skidder stuff, which would be quite good fun. And potentially balance out the machinery as well, just to make it a little bit more into single player skill than choice of kit. We'll keep it choice only for the team, so I think that's playing to their own advantage there. I'm actually quite surprised how that high lift's been working when it has been working. I don't often use it myself. Actually.
And there is Samu, hopefully with this last few. I don't know how we're doing from time. I'm not sure if they're still within a 2-minute window, if they can get
They have 20 seconds basically in order to
it's going to be time. Really close then.
There we are, full, and the doors are closed, and they are off. Forwards, Taru, forwards.
Go, Taru. How are we doing on time, Hamish?
It's just ticked over past the time that they would have expected there, so sadly.
So
excellent
let's see.
Comeback.
If this comes in at 32,000 in the container, it will be an incredibly close round, actually, won't it?
Yeah, it will be. It would be.
Let's see what the guys get here. 31. So they wouldn't have made it anyway, but fantastic third round there. Very good.
It was. Nice
Excellent
to see
job.
logging.
Excellent job.
That was 36 seconds after modern logging.
Okay.
2 minutes and 36.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, 2 minutes and 36.
2 minutes 36, but knock a minute off because they had 1,000 more litres of wood in.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So 30, pretty much.
So well done. Congratulations, Modern Logging, for that comeback. It was nice to see. Wasn't completely one-sided, which is always nice for the first one. And there we go. There we go. So, yes, to echo Esab's comment in my chat, I think Farmer Hamish deserves a massive shout-out for the work and effort he's put into this. I completely concur. He's done a killer job with this.
Absolutely.
So thank you, mate. We appreciate it.
That's my pleasure. It's been really good fun getting this set up over the last week or so.
And yeah, go on.
I think it bodes well for future. I think it bodes well for future rounds. Hopefully, it's got some interest, generated some interest in chats and things like that. And anyone who does go back and watches the streams after live, hopefully you, if you want to sign up, jump into FSG's Discord. We've got some sign-up pages there. Bring a team, come as yourself. We will look at running a solo competition, or if you want to get into the team side of things, we might set it up, or can find some teams. So
and I think we'll probably look at some sort of prizes, some sort of rewards for. If we get enough interest, we'll probably move into some sort of knockout tournament where we'll do an event like tonight and maybe 4 teams, a few more rounds, and then they'll go on to quarterfinals, semi-finals, and a final. So actually run it like a full league and see who comes out triumphant in the end. So yes.
Depending on the number of teams, we could run pools over a couple of weeks to find the final four or something like that.
That's right.
Lots of opportunities, but it's all numbers dependent. So we did this as much so we could have fun, but so you guys could join in, because we often get comments about how can we join a multiplayer server or do something with you, and this just seemed like a fun little way to do it rather than run-of-the-mill harvesting and that sort of thing. So
and don't overthink it. Don't think, oh, I'm not very good at it. Do you know what? Get stuck in. Have a bit of fun with it. Who knows? You may, even with a little bit of training, it could be quite good fun, couldn't it?
Absolutely. Yep. Just get familiar with one piece of equipment, get good at it, and find two people who are good at the other bits.
Yeah. And Kiki's saying there may be writing instructions. So we will give a few more details about the courses as well. I mean, they were literally pulled together this week. So we knew we were chasing our tails a little bit with it. So
I appreciate you guys adjusting.
I am about 70% through a kind of course rundown video. So I do aim to get that out in the next kind of 5 days or so, real life dependent. With a bit of luck, you'll be able to just watch that and a lot of it will become clearer.
That's right. And I think both teams tonight, Pick a Pallet and Modern Logging, you are obviously invited back if we do a more formal league. You were very much our guinea pigs tonight. And we appreciate you finding the time to come and join us and play. So it'd be great. So I guess on that note, it's a perfectly timed hour and a half stream, as we hoped it would be.
Yep.
But I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, Args.
Yeah, it was fun. Yep. I must admit there wasn't quite as much excitement that we generated last time. I don't think there was the apart from Alex's unfortunate internet connection issues, there wasn't really the drama. Everything ran smoothly in terms of the way the teams operated and their machinery skills and everything like that. So
that's right. Yeah, I'm impressed. Actually, everybody's loading skills and stuff are quite impressive. To the point that it makes me feel really bad, and I'm going to go and practice after this.
Do you want a 1v1 now?
No, I just want to practice on my own quietly for about a month.
Very good. All right, we'll keep an eye on the Discord channels for when we will do this next. It is very much commitment dependent. We do realize it is leading into Christmas and people have busy lives around this time of year. So appreciate you being able to make it if you can, and we'll try and be a little bit more clearer on some of the timeframes. But it will, as FSG said earlier, it will always be around this time on a Saturday afternoon, evening for UK, US, and Sunday morning New Zealand time. So
thank you, Args. Thank you, Hamish.
Yes, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, teams.
You're very welcome. It's been great fun.
And I'm actually very much looking forward to giving this another go. That was definitely whetted my appetite, and I've got a few ideas for how we can kind of polish up the presentation and stuff from our end as well. Needs a bit of music somewhere, a little bit of drama. We need to inject the drama when the gameplay goes so smoothly. We need to inject some drama, don't we, Alex?
Yeah, countdown for starts and things like that. But
dramatic music and things like that.
Baby steps. Yeah. Let's just improve each time. If we can make an improvement each time.
Exactly.
Actually, on that front, if anyone who's watched has any feedback on our broadcast as well, please share that in Discord, DM us, anything like that. We're always open to suggestions on how to make things like this better, because it's something new for us to try out too, which is fun.
Indeed. Yeah. Good. Cool.
Pleasure. All right.
Cool.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you later on.
I'll see you later on, Logs. Everybody else, have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll catch up very soon. Take care.
See ya.
Bye for now.